You want more stories? You're going to get them. But as I said to you before, if you don't want to listen to me, you can turn me off. Different than it was when I was your principal, although I did get some wise person who said to me, "What makes you think, Mr. Vineburg, that we listened to you even then?" Ha, ha, ha. Okay, here we go. The very first day I was principal of Oakhurst School, I was appointed and began planning in July. Now, Mr. Rasp didn't have the Wayside School open until January, so he was also in the school. And he made himself very scarce, which I appreciated because there could only be one principal. So, the very first day, he did help me a lot that summer because we talked about how he organized the children, how he made the classes. The first day of school, we planned to have the teachers out there and with room numbers, and when we sent the letters to the parents, we said, your child is assigned to room such and such, like room 6, okay? And then the teacher was supposed to go outside the first day with her sign, and everybody who was a 6 went to 6. Well, the heck with plans. There was a deluge. It was more rain than we had seen that whole summer. Thunder and lightning and rain. Well, of course, nobody could stay outside the school on the playground. So now all the kids, not kindergarten, they went to the church. And I don't think first grade, because they were at this Beth Miriam in Elbron, out of the township. There were 7 first grades there. So it was 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. Lots of them. All together, crowded into what was then the auditorium gym. It was impossible. I couldn't get the kids' attention. Mr. Rasp came to help. He couldn't do any better. And I said to the teachers, well, hand me your placards and we'll hold up a number and then we'll find those kids in there. But they were all excited. They were seeing each other. It was raining. They were wet. It was a disaster. And one person saved the day. I don't know how many of you remember Mrs. Sutherland. I think at that time she was teaching 5th grade. I'm not sure. And she came in, here's Mr. Rasp and me, and we're trying to organize things and all the teachers. And she came in and she says, Vineburg, get out of my way. And in 2 minutes, everybody was in the right place, and the problem was solved. I still don't know how she did it. In fact, I think I asked her once in case that should happen again, and she said she's keeping her own secrets. Jean Sutherland was an outstanding teacher. And of course, Mr. Rasp took her with him when he went to the new Wayside School. So that's the story of my very first day at Oakhurst School. Now, you know, at Oakhurst School, the PTA was a very, very important part of Oakhurst School because they were wonderful. And if I sneezed, they all came running to say, God bless you. They were wonderful. The first PTA meeting that I was invited to was in July or August before school opened. And I went along with Mr. Rasp because he was going to introduce me. And they had their discussion. Mr. Vineburg, anything you want to say? I said, no, I appreciate Mr. Rasp introducing me to you, etc., etc. And then we had our September meeting. And the president at the time was Margie Edelson. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Afterwards, she told me this story. She said the first meeting in August when I was with Mr. Rasp, after the meeting, they weren't impressed with me at all. They said he said practically nothing. We don't know what he wants, what he wants to do. Mr. Raspin said, didn't spend the money that you raised from the fair because I want Mr. Vineburg, which was very kind, Mr. Vineburg to tell you, what you need, the list, give you the list of what we need. And then you choose from the menu what gifts you want to give to the school. And then she said, came September, and you came in like a ball of fire, she said. First thing you said is, well, the first thing we need are more movie projectors. I did, because there was one movie projector in Oakhurst School. Now, that was okay, except every time somebody wanted to show a movie, we had to get two custodians who might have been doing something else, because they had to take it from the top floor of Oakhurst to the basement of Oakhurst. Or even worse, they had to take it to the new wing. And nobody ever remembered where it was. It was awful. So I said to them, that's what I need. I need two more of the movie projectors. And of course, I got them. Not for me, but for the boys and girls. Then there was a problem with the movie projector, because the one in the new wing, I understand Mr. Rasp had told me that one of the second grade teachers, Mrs. Mattice, she had been there, I think, almost since the school was built. And Mrs. Mattice, every Friday afternoon, had all the children in the new wing come down to her class, and they watched movies. Okay? On Fridays. See, that was a Friday gift. More to the teachers than to the students, I think. Well, anyhow, when I got there, and Mattice, before school even started, came to me and said, I want to tell you about something we do on Fridays. I said, I know. And she said to me, well, it's been a tradition and we do it all the time, and I guess you don't have any objection. Oh, yes, I do. I do have an objection. What movie do you choose? How is the movie you choose connected to all of the grades that are watching it? If you can tell me that the movies on Friday have something to do with the curriculum that is being taught in first and second grade, then I will permit it. Well, of course, she couldn't, and I said you couldn't do it. Well, she left in a huff. I'm sure she said, this new principal, he doesn't know anything, and he's not cooperative. The first day of school, in the rain, she brought with her a beautiful white rose for my lapel. And every year she was with me, every starting of the year, she brought me a rose. She was one of my favorites. Thank you. I'll be back later.